Artificial intelligence has made remarkable strides in recent years, quickly becoming a central force across many industries. But as AI tools grow more powerful, they're having some surprising effects on the very foundation of the internet. Much of AI's success comes from learning on vast amounts of human-created content, yet this same process is now putting the future of human contributions at risk. The paradox is striking. AI depends on the richness of our shared knowledge, but its widespread use is starting to undermine the platforms and communities that made that knowledge available in the first place. This dynamic raises important questions about how we balance technological progress with the need to preserve genuine human voices online. Stack Overflow was once the go-to destination for programmers worldwide, a place where millions shared knowledge and solved coding challenges together. Over the years, it became an essential resource, with developers relying on its vast archive of questions and answers. However, the platform has recently faced a dramatic decline, with user engagement and new question volume dropping sharply, by as much as 78% in just 1 year. This downturn has left Stack Overflow struggling to adapt, highlighting the profound impact that new technologies and changing user habits can have on even the most established online communities. As AI systems like ChatGPT became more advanced, they started offering instant answers to programming questions by drawing directly from sources like Stack Overflow. This convenience meant that users no longer needed to visit Stack Overflow to ask or search for solutions, which significantly reduced participation on the platform. The core value of Stack Overflow, its vibrant community of developers sharing and refining knowledge, began to erode. Without active contributions and feedback, the platform's unique ecosystem struggled to sustain itself, creating a cycle where less engagement led to even fewer new insights being shared. The rise of AI-generated summaries has dramatically changed how people access information online. Chegg, once a leading homework help platform, saw its stock value plummet by 99% as students turned to AI tools for quick answers, bypassing the original service entirely. This shift isn't limited to Chegg. Publishers around the world have reported losing a third of their search traffic in 2025, as users increasingly find what they need from AI-generated snippets before ever visiting the source. The result is a significant drop in revenue and engagement for traditional content creators, raising questions about the sustainability of high-quality, human-produced information on the web. The dead internet theory suggests that much of what we encounter online is no longer created by real people, but by artificial intelligence. This idea has gained traction as AI-generated content becomes more widespread, often blending seamlessly with genuine human contributions. Many worry that as synthetic material floods the web, authentic voices and original perspectives may be drowned out. This shift raises important questions about the reliability and diversity of information we find online, and whether the internet can continue to serve as a vibrant space for human expression and knowledge sharing. A growing concern in the world of artificial intelligence is the phenomenon known as model collapse. This happens when AI models are trained not on fresh, human-created content, but on data that has already been generated by other AI systems. Over time, this leads to outputs that become increasingly generic, repetitive, and less diverse. The richness and originality that come from genuine human input start to fade, leaving behind a more bland and predictable stream of information. Researchers warn that if this cycle continues, the quality of AI-generated content could steadily decline, making it harder to find unique insights and creative solutions online. Large language models such as GPT are constructed by processing enormous amounts of text from across the internet, including books, articles, code repositories, and more. The quality and diversity of this training data are crucial, as they enable the model to understand and generate a wide range of topics and styles. Human-created content is especially valuable because it reflects authentic problem-solving, creativity, and unique perspectives. When models are trained on rich, varied human input, they become more capable and nuanced in their responses. Without this foundation of genuine human knowledge, the outputs risk becoming generic and less insightful. For years, the internet thrived as a collaborative space where people shared knowledge for a variety of reasons. Developers posted answers on Stack Overflow to build their reputations. Journalists wrote articles to attract readers, and academics published papers to advance their careers. These incentives encouraged the creation of rich, diverse content that formed the backbone of online information. However, as AI companies began harvesting this material to train their models, the ecosystem shifted. The platforms that once benefited from active participation became, in effect, unpaid data pipelines, supplying the raw material for AI systems without receiving much in return. This transformation has disrupted the feedback loop that sustained vibrant online communities, raising questions about the future of genuine human-generated knowledge. As AI-generated answers become more common, the traditional cycle of knowledge sharing on platforms like Stack Overflow is breaking down. When users turn to AI for solutions, fewer people visit these sites, leading to a noticeable drop in traffic and revenue. Without the incentive of recognition or community engagement, contributors are less motivated to share their expertise. This creates a feedback loop where the decline in human input further reduces the quality and diversity of available information. Over time, the very platforms that once fueled innovation and learning risk becoming hollowed out, struggling to sustain the vibrant exchange of ideas they were built on. Recent research has highlighted a phenomenon known as model collapse and model autophagy disorder, or MAD, which occurs when artificial intelligence systems are trained on data generated by other AI models. With each new generation, the outputs become increasingly generic, repetitive, and less diverse. This means that rare insights, creative solutions, and unique perspectives gradually disappear from the data pool. Over time, the AI's responses lose their originality, resembling a photocopy of a photocopy, each version less detailed and vibrant than the last. This process raises concerns about the long-term quality and usefulness of AI-generated content. Filtering out AI-generated content from the vast sea of online information is a major challenge. As AI models become better at mimicking human writing, their outputs become harder to distinguish from genuine human work. This creates a situation where each new generation of AI is trained on data that may already be synthetic, leading to a gradual loss of originality and nuance. It's a bit like making a photocopy of a photocopy. Each time, the image loses a bit more detail and clarity. Over time, this process can strip away the unique perspectives and creativity that make human-generated content so valuable. As the supply of high-quality human-generated data on the internet dwindles, artificial intelligence models face a growing challenge. At the same time, the web is being flooded with synthetic content produced by AI itself, leading to a feedback loop where new models are trained on the outputs of previous ones. This self-referential cycle risks making AI responses more generic and less insightful over time. The combination of shrinking authentic data and expanding AI-generated material could fundamentally change how reliable and diverse future AI systems become. Detecting AI-generated text is becoming an increasingly complex task, especially as language models grow more sophisticated. Ironically, the better these models become at mimicking human writing, the harder it is to distinguish their outputs from genuine human content. This poses a serious challenge for preserving the quality of future training data, as synthetic material can slip through undetected and contaminate datasets. Over time, this contamination risks creating a feedback loop where AI systems are trained on their own outputs, leading to a gradual decline in the diversity and richness of information available online. The Ouroboros, a mythical serpent eating its own tail, is a fitting metaphor for what's happening with AI today. As artificial intelligence systems increasingly train on content generated by other AIs, they risk entering a recursive loop where each new generation becomes less diverse and more generic. This process, known as model collapse, can gradually strip away the richness and originality that human-created knowledge once provided. Over time, the danger is that the internet's vast pool of information could stagnate, with AI simply recycling and diluting its own outputs rather than fostering genuine innovation or discovery. The most immediate effects of AI's rapid rise are clearly seen in the struggles of well-known platforms. Stack Overflow, once a hub for programming questions, and Chegg, a popular homework help service, have both experienced dramatic drops in user engagement and financial stability. Traditional publishers are also feeling the impact, as fewer people visit their sites for information. Beyond these visible setbacks, there's a subtler but significant concern. The overall pace of genuine knowledge creation is slowing down. This shift is harder to quantify, but it raises important questions about the future of online information and the sustainability of human-driven content. When platforms like Stack Overflow lose their active communities, something essential is lost: the ongoing exchange of new problems and creative solutions. These spaces once served as living records, capturing fresh insights and unique challenges as they emerged. Without them, novel questions and the inventive answers they inspire often remain private, never entering the broader pool of shared knowledge. This breakdown in the knowledge loop means that future learners and innovators miss out on valuable discoveries, and the collective progress of entire fields can slow. The absence of these contributions makes it harder for everyone to build on what came before. Experts such as Emily Bender have raised important concerns about the true capabilities of AI systems. While these models can generate fluent and convincing text, Bender argues that they often create only an illusion of understanding, simply recombining existing information rather than producing genuinely new insights. As the supply of fresh, human-generated knowledge diminishes, there's a risk that AI will increasingly recycle old ideas, leading to a kind of intellectual stagnation. In this scenario, answers may sound authoritative, but the underlying substance becomes less innovative and more repetitive over time. Back in 2011, Google introduced its Panda algorithm update to tackle the flood of low-quality content farms that were cluttering search results with formulaic, cheaply produced articles. This move dramatically reduced the visibility of such sites and was widely seen as a win for users seeking reliable information. However, the challenge we face today is quite different. AI-generated text is far more sophisticated and difficult to distinguish from genuine human writing, making it much harder to filter out low-quality or repetitive content. Unlike the content farms of the past, there's currently no simple solution on the horizon to address the growing presence of synthetic material online. As AI-generated content becomes more widespread, people are changing how they search for reliable information online. Platforms like Reddit and Substack are seeing a surge in popularity because users value genuine human perspectives and experiences. This shift highlights a growing divide. Those who know how to find and afford access to authentic, human-created content enjoy higher quality information, while others relying on free AI-driven sources may encounter more generic or repetitive answers. Over time, this could make access to trustworthy knowledge feel like a luxury, depending on digital literacy and willingness to pay. The landscape of online information is evolving rapidly, and the choices users make are shaping where and how real expertise is shared. As AI-generated content becomes more prevalent online, there's a growing risk that access to authentic human knowledge could become uneven. People who know how to seek out reliable sources, or who can afford subscription-based platforms, may continue to find high-quality information. Meanwhile, those relying on free web content or default AI answers might encounter increasingly generic and less trustworthy material. This divide could turn genuine human insight into a kind of luxury, available mainly to those with the skills or means to find it. The result is a web where information quality depends not just on what you search for, but on how and whether you know where to look. When fewer people visit websites, those sites earn less money, which means they can't support as many writers, journalists, or experts. As a result, there's less high-quality content being created and shared online. This shrinking pool of fresh, human-generated information makes it harder for AI systems to find valuable material for training. Over time, the quality of both online content and AI-generated answers declines, creating a cycle that's tough to break. It's a feedback loop where each step makes the next one even more challenging for everyone involved. Despite concerns about the decline of human-generated content, there are some promising developments on the horizon. Advances in synthetic data and innovative training methods like self-play and reinforcement learning are showing that AI can learn and improve without relying solely on human examples. For instance, DeepSeek's R1 model demonstrated that AI systems can develop new reasoning abilities through these approaches. Some researchers believe that these new paradigms could help overcome the current limitations posed by dwindling human data. While the transition is rapid and uncertain, these breakthroughs offer hope that AI might sustain its progress even as the internet's traditional content pipeline changes. Some researchers remain optimistic about the future of AI, arguing that the current limitations posed by synthetic content are only temporary hurdles. They point to advances like self-play and reinforcement learning, which allow AI models to improve by generating and evaluating their own data, rather than relying solely on human-created content. This approach could help models develop new reasoning abilities and maintain quality, even as the supply of fresh human data dwindles. Supporters of this view believe that, just as past technological disruptions led to new forms of knowledge sharing, innovation will eventually provide solutions that keep AI systems robust and useful. Looking back, the internet has a history of shaking up how we share and access knowledge. When traditional encyclopedias and newspapers began to decline, new platforms quickly filled the gap. Wikipedia emerged as a crowdsourced alternative, offering up-to-date information from contributors around the world. Meanwhile, YouTube created an entirely new space for educational videos and tutorials, making learning more accessible and interactive. These shifts show that while old systems may fade, innovation often leads to fresh, dynamic ways for people to connect and share what they know. Some online platforms are finding creative ways to adapt to the rise of AI-generated content. For example, Stack Overflow has started integrating AI tools directly into its platform, hoping to offer users enhanced support while maintaining its relevance. Publishers are also experimenting with new business models, such as licensing their content to AI companies or moving more of their articles behind paywalls. These strategies aim to protect the value of human-created knowledge and secure new revenue streams in a rapidly changing digital landscape. While these adaptations show resilience, it remains to be seen whether they can fully offset the challenges posed by AI disruption. The pace of change we're witnessing today is unlike anything seen in previous technological disruptions. Whereas shifts like the decline of print media or the rise of the internet unfolded over decades, the current feedback loop of AI-driven content degradation is happening in a matter of months. Platforms that took years to build are being hollowed out at record speed as AI-generated material quickly replaces human contributions. This rapid transition amplifies the risks, making it harder for existing systems to adapt or recover before significant damage is done. The urgency of the situation raises important questions about how we can preserve the quality and diversity of online knowledge in the face of such swift transformation. The rise of AI systems has sparked a crucial question about the future of the internet's knowledge ecosystem. As these technologies provide instant answers, they reduce the incentive for people to share their expertise and experiences online, the very foundation that made AI so powerful in the first place. If fewer humans contribute fresh insights, the pool of genuine knowledge shrinks, and AI models risk becoming less accurate and more repetitive over time. This creates a feedback loop where the decline in human participation further erodes the quality of information available to everyone. The long-term impact of this shift remains uncertain, leaving us to wonder how the internet will adapt to preserve its richness and diversity. Looking ahead, the future of online knowledge will hinge on our ability to strike a careful balance. While artificial intelligence offers remarkable tools for accessing and synthesizing information, it's essential not to lose sight of the unique value that human creativity and diverse perspectives bring to the table. Preserving spaces where people can share original ideas and experiences ensures that the internet remains a vibrant and evolving resource. Ultimately, blending the strengths of AI with the richness of human input will shape a more sustainable and dynamic information landscape.